Hey Erica, part two. I've got Alice here this afternoon for part two of our surrogacy. And so now I've got a real body on it. It'll be easier on my arm and we'll see what shows up. So I'm going to recheck everything from the other day. I've just done another one of the vitals on the scanner. So I'm going to use that information as well. And now I'm going to run a self-healing at the same time while the scanner's running. So I'll see which one tests up for you. Okay. So firstly, I'm now 100% in Erica's energy. Are there any blockages that are going to inhibit me working on this body? No. Good, good. Okay. Now what self-healing do we need from the scanner? Really? Is that the priority? Interesting. So there is a little playlist I've got called Survival Patterns. So it's about, but what it's really about is breathing freely, energetic clearing, energetic shielding, inner peace, root chakra balancing for when we're feeling stressed and traumatized, and as well as adrenal thyroid support and a few flower essence energies in there. So, and about mastering stress. So it's quite a nice little formula that your body has just asked for, that I sort of think of as the survival combo. So that'll be nice energy to run through. Okay. So I'm 100% Erica. Okay. So where do we need to start? Do we need to relook at adrenal, survival, hidden deep survival, the celestial circuit? Okay, so something with the celestial circuit. So let's just go have a squeeze. And hold. And hold. Second stage stress. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. You know better than that, Alice. Okay, so let's go have a look. So that's second stage stress, which means your celestial circuit's overworking to hold you in balance between your masculine and feminine energy. So do we need to do the best technique? Nope. Do we need ESR, oscillation, chakra, essence? So we need an essence, a bark, a bush, or do we need one of the cards? No. Okay, so Australian bush flower essence. Okay. So the flower essence is Sturt Desert Rose, and Sturt Desert Rose it's in the family of being women, of being daughters, it's that feminine energy that travels through our genetic history, our past life history, and where we sit with that core femininity. And going into healing, when we start going into the healing arena, everything you're looking at comes from an area of how can I heal this? What's wrong with me, and how can I move it forwards? How can I? So now that you're delving into the whole kinesiology world, it really opens up. I remember the first time I read a neurology book, the science of the irises, going back 30 years ago. And we were on a car trip here in Queensland, and it was about an 8-hour car trip, or 10 hours or something like that. And I read the whole book, and I had a iridology torch, and I'm reading the iridology book. I had a mirror, I had my torch, I'm looking in my eyes, and every single thing that showed up in iridology was in my eyes, and I'm like, oh my God. By the time I arrived, I was 23 or something like that. By the time I arrived where I was going, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. So, sometimes too much information, but it was pretty funny. So when you're going into healing, you do have a different lens on everything you look at. Nothing wrong with that, but this is the caring essence, Sturt Desert Rose. And the little phrase at the beginning of it says, never feel guilty about learning, never feel guilty about wisdom. That's called enlightenment. That's nice. The positives are about courage, conviction, being true to yourself, and integrity. I am now releasing all feelings of guilt and regret about the past. Hold. And hold. Yeah, third stage stress about that. So there's something still holding you onto something in the past. So we need to shimmy, shimmy. And maybe that's where the survival stuff is coming in. If you're releasing a whole bunch of stuff about the past and your body is still holding on to that, then there's going to be a real to and fro, a real dragging of energy. Can you feel that anywhere in your body, Alice? Just at the moment? Not yet?
Lower back.
Lower back, okay. Oh, do you need to do that under your knees?
No.
Okay. And we also need to add in the other affirmation as well. I am now true to myself in all areas of my life. I am now true to myself in all areas of my life. And hold. And hold. Well, that one's second stage stress. So it's like that one you're working really well on. Your body's working your tuchus off, making sure that you are being true to yourself, but there's still some stuff about guilt and regret about some things you've left behind. So that's cool. Let's shimmy that along. So do we just need the drops? Do we need to do something about that? No, we need to do something about that. Okay, so let's recheck. Hold. Yeah, there goes the adrenal. So it was fine before. Add some information. Out it goes. Hold. Oh, wow.
It's not working.
Survival. Hold.
No.
Deep survival. Hold. And hidden deep survival. Sorry, we're laughing with you. Yeah, okay, so is that combination? So letting go of the stuff from the past as well as standing true to yourself. Yeah, it's the combination of those that's just flattened your survival patterns.
Really weak.
They didn't show up the other day when I was working on her.
Really?
Yeah, so that's really, there was a little thing. It was,
felt weak.
yeah. Okay, so EMC, MMC, PVSS. Okay, so cerebellovermis is a part of the brain where there's incongruency with what's going on compared to your beliefs. But it's because the brain, when this switching happens in the brain, it's an unconscious flip of your brain knowing what's right in that moment. So for example, exactly like we've just found, you're being quite congruent to yourself and your life and your world at the moment, but the guilt from the past is messing with your unconscious brain. So the unconscious brain is going, no, life isn't okay. Keep the dukes up, keep the stress going. And your conscious brain is going, everything's fine, I'm good, I'm moving forwards. So this little area is about when there's an incongruency there. Escape, submission, freeze, particularly the freeze. And one of the, I think we might have chatted about it, one of the little tips, when you find yourself in one of those self spirals that is not working for you, just count backwards from 5. So firstly, you consciously go, this isn't suiting me at the moment, this isn't serving my values, this isn't helping me move forward with peace and love. Just in your brain go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then get up and do something different. So it's like a conscious way of biohacking your brain so that you can change something. So if you're feeling bummed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling stressed, like it's just a quick little way of trying to biohack your brain. Just do something different. Change the discussion in your brain. But freeze isn't that useful for us. Fight's more useful. Flight, sometimes flight will protect us, but freeze, not so useful.
I often see a stop sign and actually say the word stop.
Right. So did you hear Alice? So she often sees a stop sign and actually
say the word stop.
says the word stop.
And then go and do something.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, similar concept. So now we're going into your reticular activating system.
My friend.
And from a kinesiology perspective, I'll get back to you with a couple of books. But most things aren't real up to date at the moment. Certainly my guru, Charles Krebs, his book, he's written a couple of books, Dr. Charles Krebs, and one of them, oh my God, I've gone blank. But it was his story about how he found kinesiology. And then there's a whole bit in the middle about brain neurology and stuff. And because the book is now 15 years old, it's probably quite out of date in relation to what we know now about the brain compared to what we knew 15, 20 years ago. And there's another book by a guy called Gordon Dixon, naturopathic doctor here in Australia. And he wrote a book many years ago called What is Kinesiology? And he's very left-brained, but he also runs a counselling kinesiology course, so he's got quite an integration of the two sides of his brain. And his wife is an astrologer or something like that, so they're quite well integrated as a couple. But they've been running counselling kinesiology courses for many years. Okay, there's another reticular activating circuit. But within the next month or two, I'm going to be setting up some master classes, some for beginning kinesiologists and others for kinesiologists who are training. So it's going to be like a monthly Zoom call. Sorry?
The touch for health that you used to do.
Yeah, so it's going to be all sorts of things. So my favourite bits and pieces put together. So it's not going to be a specific course, but it's going to be one of those things that's quite like what the biggest group of people want. That's what I'm going to put together and teach. Haven't worked that out yet, but I'm doing a mastermind course at the moment, and that's sort of where we're heading. Oh man, another okay. So the reticular activating system is that part of the brain that controls what hormones you're releasing when something new is happening in your world. In relation to releasing guilt and stress from your past, you can imagine that can be a bit traumatic because your brain has got those survival patterns deliberately to keep you safe. It's really freaking out about letting go of the guilt from the past and the stress from the past. So we're going into a third reticular activating circuit. No, it doesn't like change. So this one is shutting down your serotonin so you don't feel calm and relaxed when you're focused on something new. So your brain wants you to feel focused and switched on to what you're learning or hearing, or and it doesn't want you to relax and, just chillax. None of that is going to help the MCAS, sort of potential in your body, because with mast cell activation syndrome, mast cells release, like 200 chemicals. Histamine is just one of them. But you can imagine stress and trauma and survival can shut down the immune system. Fear shuts down the immune system. So once again, look at the planet the last 2 years. And fear can create clotting in the blood. Fear can cause your liver to be overloaded. Fear can shut your digestive acids. So when we're feeling stressed and traumatized, none of our body works very well. Are you still doing tapping regularly? Yeah.
So what about singing songs about love or something like that? Because love's the opposite of
Yeah, so the whole singing activates the vagus nerve, so does humming as well.
So if you...
Did I tell you my dentist, he does that? He actually says, I'm just going to hum away, and okay, he just hums these weird little things. sort of, and he says, I'm doing this because it calms down your vagus nerve.
I'm just thinking if love is the opposite of fear, it could be a feeling, love.
So
That
Whitney
song's about
Houston, the
love.
greatest love of all?
Yeah, any song that appeals to you could combat that.
I'm not sure if what love has to do with it. What's love got to do with it? It's not probably not quite right.
A positive love
A
song.
positive love song. Ras again. Okay, so this time noradrenaline. And again, same again, the focus, the directing attention. It's a big learning curve, you know, sort of when you're learning a new skill, when you're learning a new healing modality. Very exciting, and it'll stop you sleeping many nights.
Raz is good at that.
Sorry?
Raz is good at that.
Yeah, so when the reticular activating system gets up and running, it's part of the reason we don't sleep easily, because it's shutting down serotonin deliberately so you don't feel relaxed and happy. And if you're not feeling relaxed and safe, then you don't fall asleep, because if you fall asleep, then the tiger can come in and pounce while you're awake. While you're asleep. Okay, so this is subclossal gyrus. So is it this person in the here and now? Is it old stuff? This person in the here and now? Okay. So do we need to know what other hormones are linked? We just need to, okay.
Yeah, that was
Sore on the throat. Rage and anger. Okay. So subclossal gyrus has that, it's in the unconscious part of the brain, in the periventricular survival pattern, and it is to do with the spectrum of depression to rage and anger. So anywhere on that spectrum can be linked in with up to 7 generations of how we've coped with stress and anger. Okay, interesting. So from there it's going into your organs. So the subclossal gyrus is activating your sympathetic nervous system, which is stopping the rest and digestive system. And of course the digestion, once again, I can't quite remember what showed up on Monday for us around the diamine oxidase. I think it was okay. But because we've got stress and trauma and survival on there, I'm going to check them anyway. So, sympathetic nervous system. Okay, so there goes stomach energy. Hold up for me. Hold up for me.
Oh.
No. Okay. Oh, now, because of the neck, I'll also, so I know it was lymph that showed up the other day, but because I have a real human, thanks Alice, I'm going to check your neck muscles, both front and back. And lifting. And hold up for me. Not too bad. Hold up. Hold up. Not bad, but not optimal. Hold down, don't let me lift up. It's okay, and head up again. And hold up for me. Oh, okay. Hold up for me. Oh, wow, that one.
was gone.
Yeah, right, hold up. So, that is a right-sided whiplash. And it was the worst of the whole lot.
I'm probably a good surrogate then, because that's mine.
Mm.
Throat is sore. Oh. Ow. Oh, her whole head went funny then.
Right, so that all of that musculature in there really, really tender. And then dizziness or something?
Yeah, the whole head went spacey.
With the scan before, I saw something about cerebrovascular tension, but I think that can happen any time we're feeling stressed, any time we're feeling traumatized, because those acute stress hormones we release, like fibrin, make the blood clot. So anytime we're stressed and it's making our blood clot, it can mess with the oxygen going to our brain and make us feel fuzzy-headed and not switched on, and
Yeah, that was really
fear, threat, danger in here. So again, and lifting, and hold, and hold, and hold. Beautiful. And hold down, don't let me lift up. And head up again, and turn, and hold. That's better. And hold, and hold. Lovely. Now, because of the right side, I might also check this little guy in here. So head to the shoulder,
Which way?
hold together, don't let me pull apart. Hold your neck to your shoulder, hold your head to your shoulder. Rock solid. And these two, hold your head to your shoulder. And these two again, and hold your neck to your shoulder. No, so sometimes there's a left-right whiplash as well, but that's not showing up. Let's check the stress in there anyway with the amygdala. Okay, escape, submission, freeze. Yeah, right, and it's freeze again. So you can imagine with chronic neck issues, you know, when you freeze, you tighten everything. You can imagine being a zebra, being attacked by a lion or something. It's like, don't move. Just hold everything tight. Brow chakra. Interesting. So let's have a squeeze. So firstly we'll see, it works in with the zygoma and the pubic bone. It's a trio associated with the brow chakra. So zygomatic bones up here, pubic bone, and brow, and hold. So it's second stage stress or good? No, second stage stress. So your brow chakra is overworking once again to keep yourself switched on. Brow chakra is, you know, it's the home of our feel-good hormones, our serotonin, our melatonin. In your little things like your hypothalamus, your pituitary, your pineal gland are all in underneath there. So very, very busy hormonally. Tuning fork combo. Okay. Yeah, I keep thinking, will I say this or won't I? I feel like at the moment, because there's such a cloud over natural therapies worldwide, because it's being forcibly worked against, our brow chakras are working really jolly hard, you know, to stay switched on, to stay open, to keep our spirituality, to keep our faith, to keep our beliefs going. And it feels like that's a really common thing at the moment, because some people are being forced to do stuff that they never thought they would do in a million years. So having it overwork in this climate with natural therapies is probably not a bad thing, but we'll calm it down because there's fear in there that's causing it to be overworking at the moment. Okay, so I might pause and then start again when I've got the tuning forks ready to go. Okay.